is? I don't know nothing about that. Howdy, howdy, everybody. Finally gonna get to do some driving.
Broadcasting live worldwide. Welcome to Big Rig Travels, your guide to the American highway.
All right. Howdy to everybody. I need to put on my moon glasses. So we're finally going to get to do some driving. I didn't think we were ever going to start driving. Can I explain what's going on? Well, we were supposed to pick up yesterday at 2 o'clock and they were delayed. They told me, hang out, they'll give me a call. We gave up, we went to bed. 8 o'clock this morning we called, and they said, oh, it'd be about 3 o'clock or so. They were ready at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We go scale out our load, and we were overweight for California. So we had to go back, and they reworked it. And then we went back to the scale and they flip-flopped the numbers. So we were overweight again for California on the other axle. So we just got done for the second rework and we are now legal for California. So that is your story, and we're ready to rock and roll. So, we are finally good to go, and it looks like they're putting in a new truck stop. I don't know who it is. It'd be wonderful if it was a Love's, but I don't know. So, obviously, we need to reissue a delivery schedule. So we'll see. Got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Drive all that far tonight because after being out monkeying with this whole load, I'm not going to drive all night. I learned a long time ago that poor planning on other people's part doesn't constitute an emergency of mine. Am I right? Am I right? 40-foot mark or shorter. Other states allow you to have it at the 41 or no limit. California, you definitely want to be legal. I'll see you for that. Discounted with the card, never were. And they did that across several states. So we always check. If you say you're going to give me my rewards, I want my rewards. You know what I mean? Jeep with blue eyes. Oh, that looked creepy. Still missing. Let's see. Last time we worked on trucks was when you could sit on the fender and you had room to prop your legs up on the engine block. You know? Before they came up with all this other stupid junk. Then we tried working on one and you couldn't even get your hand in there, and it's like, well, alright. How do you work on this if you can't even stuff your hand in the engine? It's going to be fun climbing through the Denver mountains, the Rocky Mountains west of Denver. As heavy as we are. Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. So today I ordered myself a Arctic parka. Kind of similar to like what I had in the Air Force days up in Leonard. I'm tired of freezing to death. And North Dakota, Montana, Nebraska and all that stuff, you get that winter wind blowing and the blizzards. Yeah, I'm tired of freezing to death. So the parka we ordered is good for 60 degrees below zero. I think we're pretty much covered for that. was on sale too. And I got the idea because when we were messing around with getting reloaded and stuff, a lot of the freezer warehouses I go to, all of those guys that work in the freezer for 8 to 10 hours a day, you know they gotta stay warm. So I saw a nice parka up on the wall. So I got the brand name off of it and looked at it online. Pretty good quality. So that should be arriving in a couple weeks. Coldest I'd ever been in was negative 90. Wind chill, negative 45 actual. Believe it or not, that was New Year's Day up in Minot, North Dakota. And I was out working on the missile field, keeping our country safe. It was so cold, it was like just horrible. And I was working in the missile silo that they literally had just painted the Air Force green, primer green, whatever. We were working in there, bringing the missile back online. And after working 12 hours in that mess, smelling that paint smell and all that stuff, when we did get back to the truck on the way to the missile base, we ended up barfing up junk, and believe it or not, yes, it was green colored barf, and I stuck my head out the truck window and it froze as it hit the step. I am not kidding you. So when we made it back to base, there was long drooly stuff, green, hanging off the step, and the people just looked at me like, what? Yes, I will remember that forever. And I think during that blizzard, we didn't get snow because, and you know, Minot, North Dakota was the first time I'd ever heard anybody say that it was too cold to snow. I'd never heard of that. All I heard is, if it's cold, it's going to snow. I never heard of anything that meant it was too cold to snow. But I tell you what, any snow that did fall when it was cold, it was like laundry powder. You couldn't build a snowman with it, nothing. It was just laundry powder. little bit under. Wow, they're having a little party down there. last time you were coming down this road is when we did all the storms. If I remember right. Lightning all through here and whatnot. Take a wild guess and say the sun is at, or the moon is at, let me see, 68%. That's my guess. I'm sticking to it. Talking about lightning, you look at those clouds, there's lightning in them clouds. How cool is that? I don't know if those lightning strikes are showing up or not. Alright, welcome to Central City. You know, instead of putting a sign up that says bump, how about they fix the road there? All of Indiana should just have a, you are entering Bump City at the state border crossing. Nice motorcycle. Did that little van roll right through red light? We had a green when he went across. Nice little downtown. That little restaurant was doing a brisk business. State movie theater off to the left. I like those. You know, where they had the little marquee over the sidewalk. Y'all see the lightning up there? All right, I'm waiting for chat to catch up. Let me know when you guys are all caught up. I see Yogi Bear. I see Deb V. I see Robin. Howdy, howdy. Hey, look, some of y'all are catching up now. Yeah, quite a bit of lightning up there in them clouds. I think that's pretty cool. Howdy, Gossamer, Math, how are you? Mr. Math Man, Dorothy V, how are you? Chris? I don't know if it's going to rain or not. I hadn't looked up radar or anything. I do like storms. I don't mind storms when I don't have to drive in them. Red Raider, Hal T, how are you? Tony, how are you up there in Idaho? Sharpshooter, Robin, look at all of you. Krill, how are you? Red Fox, Cactus. So, let me turn on my little light here. So, we'll talk a little bit here if you want. Let's do this, pull this up.
We are officially done for the day. It's time to go over the numbers.
Well, not many numbers to go over today. Total of 96.8 miles. We gained 6 hours tomorrow, and well, let me change it. And I think we had like 20 hours for the week or something like that. So I don't know. Why won't it won't change? Well, I can't do my numbers in the allotted time if it screws with me like that. Okay, so just pretend the music's going again. 96.8 miles today. We have 17 hours, 17 minutes left on our 70-hour clock. 7 hours, 41 minutes on our 14-hour clock. We do gain 6 hours, 8 minutes tomorrow. And then the next day we gain another 5. So we're doing okay on hours, but we are starting to get a little bit skinny on them. So that's the end of the numbers for you. So why am I quitting when we just picked the load up? Well, I don't mind driving at night if it's required, to save a load. Say like emergency overnight driving or something like that. I get it, and I'll do it, and I hate it, but I'll do it to save a load. But in this case, we were released with a legal wait, 36 hours later, 30 hours, whatever it was. Our original delivery in California was for 6 a.m. Monday. I'm sorry, that's now literally impossible for us to do. So they have no choice but to reschedule. There's no chance of even making it, even if we did drive at night. So I don't feel the need to drive at night. Besides, the later we drive tonight, it just pushes our 10-hour rest back so that we start out later tomorrow morning. I'd rather wake up earlier and get going tomorrow morning. Does that make sense to you? So I don't mind driving at night. Sometimes it's pretty cool, but not if I don't have to. You know what I mean? I'm 55 years old. I don't have to put up with no garbage like that. So that's the plan. Let me see how many miles we got. We have 1,427. So see, even if we pulled 2 600-mile days, that still leaves about 250 miles left over. Plus, we are heavy, and we have to go over the Rocky Mountains west of Denver, and that's going to slow us way down. It always does. It's pretty much a full day to get through Colorado when you have to go over 40. And then going over the San Rafael Swell and all of that stuff, those are some real long, drawn-out mountains as well. So, I don't feel the need to rush. Yes, we'll put in some full days and whatnot, at least 500 miles, but they're going to have to come up with a new appointment period. Howdy, Lewis. How are you? Yeah, we're letting you guys watch lightning and talk a little bit. Hope you all don't mind. So, anybody want to talk to me? Anybody want to talk to me? I'll leave it going, Storm. Yeah, so I don't know how big's this how big's this storm? It don't look like it's nothing too bad. Doesn't look like it's too windy. We tell you what, we cleaned the windshield. We had a clean windshield. Now we don't. You ought to see the million bugs on it. Mosquitoes. Why is Love's truck stop more expensive than Flying J? I don't know. What do you mean, fuel-wise or what? Love's offers you better deals, in my opinion. Can I hear the thunder? I cannot. Am I going to be staying in California after this trip? I have no earthly idea. You know, we just finished our 13th year of truck driving. We're working on our 14th year of truck driving now. And a couple of you guys have made special anniversary donations, and I greatly appreciate it. Somebody gave me a $75 Texas Roadhouse gift card. Greatly appreciate that. The website's only 12, right? 2008 to 2008, 9. Okay, the website's only 11 years old, but we've been driving for 13 years now. So anyways, I was telling you before that I was supposed to be in California on the 8th. And tomorrow's the 8th. I was going to get a company paid for trip to San Diego, California to go to SeaWorld. Company was going to pay for it all. A big old buffet, or a big old dinner, banquet, appreciation banquet, and all that stuff. I was supposed to get all of my million-mile awards and gifts that we never got when we did reach a million miles. And guess what? We're not going to be there. Plus, there was a big glitch in counting miles. That's why we didn't get anything for being a million-mile driver, because according to their records, we drove less than half of that, like 400 and something thousand, which obviously is not right. So effective as of like last night or the night before, we actually hit 1,321,000 official paid miles, which is different than the career miles on the website. Because we get paid zip code to zip code. And that's not exactly the way it actually practical miles. Does that make sense? So on average, I actually drive about 100 to 150 miles per trip on a long trip than what I get paid for. I don't like that. I wish we'd get paid practical, but that's neither here nor there. A lot of companies pay on the old movers mileage scale. I don't know what they call it, I forgot. But you know, it is what it is. Do I call this a disaster because we didn't make it on time? No. I mean, I don't know. It depends what you call a disaster. A disaster is a hurricane, earthquake, you know, something like that. So we're going to be late. They're going to have to reschedule. It's out of my control, so I'm not worried about it. There's not a thing I could have done. A disaster would be rushing and getting into an accident, you know, something like that. But no, this is not a disaster. This don't bother me at all. Mike Fuller, how are you doing? You don't have to chat if you don't want. Everybody's a road crew member, whether you watch or whether you lurk or whether you chat or whether you don't, or you know, any of that stuff. All of you that are road crew, I believe it or not, I have people meet me in different places that don't want their picture taken, don't want to be in a road crew lounge, road crew gallery, don't want me to mention, you know, them or whatever, and that's perfectly fine. The website's for everybody. So, you know, if you talk a lot, great. If you don't talk at all, that's great too. We do this for everybody. How often do I go through Las Vegas? I don't know. I just, whenever we get there is when we go through there. 90% lurker. There you go. But I will tell you that when I make the new calendars, lurkers could buy calendars too, you know. News Now Northampton. Well, good deal. Glad to have you sub to us, whatever you want to call it. Daniel Reese, how are you? So I'm starting to get new products into the store. You won't see them yet, but yesterday or the other day got our latest new item. I've seen pictures of it and of the finished product, and it looks nice. I'm pretty happy with it. I think this year I'm only going to offer one calendar, and since I have to order in bulk, I might throw up a calendar thing that you could back order. Does that make sense? And that way I know how many calendars to order. Because I don't want to order 5,000 of them and only sell 7. You know what I'm saying? So Augusto, how are you, man? Do I have a favorite kind of shoes for driving? I don't have driving shoes. I just wear my boots or my hiking stuff, you know what I mean? Thank you, Dorothy. I think this year, I finally decided I'm going to do the national parks for the calendar this year. We won't have a truck calendar this year. At least I don't think. I mean, anything could happen, but I think the calendar I'm going to offer is my photographs from the national parks. That'll include Yellowstone and probably Zion and Arches and who knows what else. Calhoun, I appreciate it. That way, if you guys pre-order, then I can get a good, accurate number. How many miles do I think I could do tomorrow? Well, we're going to try minimum 500, where I'm going to make a target of 600. We'll see how it goes. And Dorothy, did you know that when the calendar is done, or the year is done, you can actually cut the pictures out and put them in a frame? So, that's a good idea. Tell you what you don't want to wear while driving is flip-flops. I think that's the dumbest dang thing in the world, and I see a lot of truck drivers doing that. Wearing flip-flops around the fuel island and traipsing through the parking lot. Why in the world would you want to wear flip-flops being a truck driver? That's just, I don't know, pretty horrible in my eyes. Glacier, there you go. Glacier Park. You know, man, I could Glacier Park, Arches Park, Moab, Yellowstone. I got enough pictures I could make 500 calendars. You know that. You guys do realize that, don't you? It's always a struggle to figure out what picture, because as soon as I put a picture in the spot, I think, well, this picture might look better, or oh, this might. And pretty soon I've gone through 1,000 pictures and oh well, long story. Do I ever get to Colorado Springs? Sure. I don't know. What was it? A couple months back we were headed that way. Do I save money since I don't have a house? Yes, absolutely. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have land payment. I don't have property taxes. I don't have school taxes. I don't have a car. I don't have car insurance. Yes, I am very, very happy. So, but I'm just by myself too. I don't have a wife to feed. I don't have kids to feed. I don't have school clothes to buy. So, you know, trucking works for me. I know a lot of people being a truck driver, and is it good for them? And can you make enough money? It depends on your own financial setup. Me, I'm just by myself. So, yeah, I make more than enough to live on. If you got a wife and kids and, you know, 2 new cars and a new mortgage and a house and a swimming pool and, you know, all that stuff, trucking probably won't pay the bills. So, why not sell the calendars on Amazon? I looked into that. And if somebody knows more than what I do with Amazon, I have an Amazon seller account. That's how you guys can use Amazon to pay for stuff in a BigRigTravels store. But I thought I read something about it costs $75, you know, or something like that. I'll have to relook. But I thought about doing the calendars on Amazon. I know I would need a, what is it, UPC label or UPC code, and you have to buy those 10 at a time for $75. I don't know. if somebody's got experience with that, let me know. I would love to do that. I would love to sell the mugs and the shirts on Amazon and all that. But I don't know that I have enough to sell. Does that make sense? Am I considered a resident of Illinois? No. My home of record is Texas. Uh-oh, everybody's buffering. Nobody hears me. Everybody's buffering. I don't know. Maybe nobody could hear me. Oh, everybody does hear me. Okay. I thought everybody was like buffering and nobody could hear me, and all you see is just the circle of death or whatever. Okay, all right, good enough. So, if anybody has any experience selling on Amazon, write me an email, because I would love to put the mugs and you know, the keychains and all that stuff on Amazon. I would love to do that, but I think that for what we do, that would probably cost me way too much. I'll look into it again. But if you buy stuff on Amazon, guess what? You could buy anything in the store through your Amazon account. So that's one thing I like, because about half of the people that buy stuff in the BigRigTravels store actually do use Amazon. And I don't know, 25% use PayPal, and then 25% just do off the credit card. So, what's my 20? Grand Island, Nebraska. Yeah, Texas has no taxes. Illinois does. Texas, and I think there's one other town or state that doesn't. Dorothy V, you use our Amazon links, don't you? For anything you buy. That helps a lot, especially at Christmas time when everybody's buying Christmas gifts. What people live in the woods? Nothing wrong with people who live in the woods. At the end of my videos, I had to talk about the crazy stuff. Well, we could do that. What do you want to talk about? What crazy stuff? Give me something to go on. How often do I go to Canada for tracking? I don't know what you mean. When will Christmas hauls start? We're already working on Thanksgiving stuff right now. Halloween and Thanksgiving is what we've been transporting. Can I take I-80 to I-15 rather than going through Colorado? You could, but it's massively longer. You know, so yeah, look at the map. Doing it that way would be a lot longer. Bears live in the wood. There you go. All right, so what's the craziest delivery? Etsy or Shopify? I'd never heard of that. Send me an email on stuff like that. If you, I've never heard of those. If you know something, a good place to sell my mugs and calendars and stuff, let me know. I'm all for that. Send me an email, BigRigSteve at BigRigTravels.com. Craziest delivery, I'm going to say, is the one we just did in Louisville, Kentucky. I have never in my life had to make 4 attempts to make a dang delivery. That made me pretty aggravated. That was just pure nonsense. Uncalled for. I was just frustrated. And between that and this, we just having a rough time rolling lately. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I should do another 30-day vacation. Have I ever helped another driver that was jackknifed? I have not. I have not. Anytime I've seen an accident, there was already some other people there, so. Have I ever delivered a hazmat? No. I do. Let's see. No, I do not have hazmat. Have I ever turned right when you're supposed to turn left? Yes. Bad shipper. The longest time I had to wait to get loaded was 27 hours. And that was in Kennewick, Washington. I arrived right on time, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited 27 hours to get loaded. Have I ever had a delivery stolen? No. How do I keep up with road on the mail? Or how do I keep up with mail on the road? 99.99% of it is handled through websites or my email, personal email, website email, all of that stuff. But if it's some legal paperwork or whatever, it goes to my Texas address, and I get notified. If it is something, then I will have it delivered to me. So, Etsy. Well, like I said, send me an email about Etsy and I'll look it up. Etsy. Whatever. I don't know. I've never heard of it. Have I ever been shut down by DOT? I have not. We've always been really good at making sure our trailers and truck is in good order and our hours are perfect. And we've never been shut down. We've been shut down for weather, obviously, but we've never been shut down for DOT or anything like that. Have I ever seen a UFO? No, but I have seen some weird, unexplainable stuff. Out in the middle of nowhere and all that stuff. Have I ever delivered to McAllen, Texas? I do not recall. Do I have to do taxes in all the states I drive in? No. I only do taxes for Texas. And Texas does not have state taxes. So I get by with federal only. Do my brakes sound like a pathetic cat meow? At times they do, yes. Alfred, hey, there's Alfred the $10 man. I appreciate that. And I don't know what you mean by paranormal experiences. I don't get into that weird stuff. Olivia, howdy. Long time no see. What's your question? Tell the story in Louisville where they didn't want you. Yes, basically, my load information told me to deliver at 7:30 on August 31st. We showed up for that, and we did, and they turned us away. They said your appointment's at 11:30 in the morning, the next morning. So that's why we went back to the truck stop. We had came back, made the appointment, or made the delivery at 11:30. They said, no, your appointment is really 7:30 on the 2nd. I told my boss says, well, we talked to them. They'll take you as a work-in. Go back at 4:30. So we did that, and they said, nobody called us. We don't do it. Your appointment's 7:30 on the 2nd. So that was try number 4. What year is my truck? It's a 2019, and you could find out how many miles by looking at the website. I don't know. Have I ever done Rio Grande Valley? I don't know. It doesn't stick out in my head. How often is the truck supposed to go in for service? It gets a California inspection every 90 days, regardless of miles. Oil gets changed every 50,000 miles. Robin, good night to you. Did Olivia ask a question and I didn't see it, or what? Do I have sisters or brothers? I got one sister. Okay, here we go. Gosh, dog, it chat rolls around. Olivia's asking, they ordered in a truck trailer, had a truck trailer turned into an RV. So the tractor, the trailer is now an RV, correct? Do you have to follow the same rules? So what rules are you talking about? Are you talking about the hours of service? And if you are, then no, you do not, because you are not, a private RV is not used for commercial purposes. So you don't have to mess with a commercial truck driver. If it is truly a private use only, not for hire, then you don't have to do any hours of service or weigh stations or nothing like that. What happened to the Wheezy fridge? I don't know. What's wrong with the Wheezy fridge? Can I take US 160 to Interstate 50? Oh, I don't know. The map's drawn the way we're going to go. I am not going to figure out every little alternate way. Because don't forget, we got to get fuel along the way, and we have been on 160 before in Wolf Creek Pass. Beware the wolf in Colorado, which is really a very good road. I liked it, but Have we been to Area 51 before? We've driven right by it. Yes. I don't know how many animals. Now we're starting to ask silly questions. I'm gonna go get coffee if we just got silly questions. Yeah, Olivia, if you have a trailer that's an RV and your plates are listed as a private vehicle, private recreation vehicle, RV, and you are not doing anything for hire, then you are no longer, or that piece of equipment is no longer a commercial piece of equipment. So you don't have to go with hours of service for none of that stuff. You know, all the big RVs and all that stuff. No, none of that is for hire. So if it's for your use, then you don't have to worry about the same stuff truckers do. All right, well, I don't know what Bam's problem is, but we'll take care of that. Am I going to update the trip journal? I started working on it earlier. So, yes, either tonight or tomorrow, one of the two. What is the average stay out time? I try to do about 30 days. 20, 26, 28, 30 days. Howdy, Matt. How are you? Welcome. Did I make a new video tour of the inside of the new truck? I did. Some of you will have to post the link up because I don't remember. But yes, we did. All right, so if your truck is labeled not for hire, then you are not a commercial vehicle. You're not a truck driver. You don't have any way stations to go through. You don't have any of that stuff to go through. So you ain't got to worry about nothing. Hey, Ken Laws, how are you? You need to check your Hangouts one day. That must be pretty expensive to turn a trailer into an RV. I don't know if it'd be cheaper to do that or cheaper to just buy an RV already made. What was the farthest place that I ever went to? It was a 3,000 mile trip. Actually, we've done a couple 3,000 mile trips. But it was from Providence, Rhode Island to Wenatchee, Washington, carrying apples that came from Argentina. Carrying apples that were on a boat and then hauled them 3,000 miles across the country, right into the thick of Wenatchee where they grow apples. And it's something else. How did I do with the laptop issues? The laptop fan was fixed, but half the keyboard no longer works. I'm frustrated with the laptop. Whoa, Olivia's taking a vacation tomorrow. Nice. Have I ever been completely surrounded by snow so much that I was stuck? Not on the road, but yes, we have pulled into a truck stop or a rest area or whatever, because it was getting bad, and they wouldn't quit, and then they shut the roads down, and yeah, you do get snowed in. That's happened. Not a lot, but never been to Alaska. What time will I start in the morning? Probably about 7:30, I'm guessing. Wow, Olivia, that's good. Do I ever get called for jury duty? I've been called for jury duty one time, and that was a long time ago before I even started truck driving. And we got out of that. There's a whole story about how we got out of that one, but if you prove that you are a truck driver and it's not convenient for you to just show up, you know, for jury duty, then I've never heard of that being a problem. Do I ever haul cattle? No. Do I watch sports? No. See, that's actually a good question, you betcha. Wenatchee has the best apples in the world. Why would they need more shipped in? I asked that very question to delivery, because we delivered that to an apple processor up there. And they actually told me that the apples we had are grown only in Argentina, and they have a different texture and flavor and all that, and they use those apples strictly for the fruit roll-ups for a certain company. And they actually gave me a box and told me to try it, and it was really, really, really good. But apparently Argentina apples are what you use for roll-ups. I don't know. What do I carry? If you go to the trip journal on the website, you could see everything we carried in the past. Have I ever been to Western Mass? Yes. Do I ever go to Maine? I've been to Maine a couple times. How long do you think a CDL student should spend learning to drive a truck solo? I don't understand the question. Because you never stop learning. I'm trying to figure out what you mean. Do you mean how long should you drive with a trainer before you go solo, or what? Would I drive on lake ice? No. No. How often do I go to Michigan? I don't know. Not very often. We don't really deliver in New York City. We roll through the Bronx and whatnot, but I never know where I'm going until we actually get there. How long should CDL school be? All the schools basically teach you enough so you could pass your CDL license test. And then you go out with a trainer for about 30 days. If you have a good trainer, that's sufficient. My beef is we just don't have very good trainers. They don't teach you enough. They don't teach you the shortcuts. They don't teach you to think about different situations and scenarios. They just teach you enough to get by, and that's it. I, on the other hand, would teach you how to survive, what stuff to carry, how to stay out of trouble, how to fix things, all the stuff that trainers don't teach you now. We're done for the day. We're just sitting here talking, unless nobody wants to hear me talk. If a bridge or tunnel connected Alaska to Russia were built, how would I feel? I don't know. Be like any other bridge or tunnel, I suppose. Ever been to Long Island? Yes, I have. We actually did a big delivery out there, yes. Have I done McDonald's French fries? Yes, I have. Have I driven across Lake Pontchartrain? I have. To the Coke plant in New Orleans. Do I use a CB radio? I do, but nobody else is ever on it. And the few times that people are on it, they're just cussing up a storm. So given shortage of truckers, why doesn't pay go up? We're not short on truckers. I know there's a big news blitz about it, and that's not the case. From what I have seen, I see the truck stops full of trucks just sitting around and drivers sitting around. Right now, freight is really slow. That's why that's why we sit around sometimes. Freight is slow. I don't know where the shortage of truckers came from, but me being in the career, I do not see that. Maybe we'll be short truckers when freight goes way back up again, but right now, no. Howdy, G-Wagon, how are you? Pepperidge Farm Deliveries. Yes, we've done that. Have I been through Western New York? Yes, I've done it. Yes, I've delivered to Chicago. Okay, I think we're getting with the silly questions now. Well, not really silly questions, just kind of like, how many mosquitoes did you kill today? How many bugs did you slap? How many cracks did you step over on a sidewalk? Have I been through Western New York? Yes, I have. Have I been to Canada? Not with a truck, no. What's the favorite truck stop and why? Anyone that has plenty of parking, plenty of lights, good showers, good food. Yeah, freight all the way around is down quite a bit. What's my favorite state to travel? They're all good. I don't really have a favorite. Have I been to Galveston? Yes, I have. We used to pick up pineapples out of Galveston. No idea when we're going to Virginia. Worst truck stop shower? I don't remember. Have I been to New Hampshire? Yes, we've been to all 48 states. So what would I advise someone who wants to get into the business with freight down? No, don't stay away. If you want to be a truck driver, you be a truck driver. Trucking runs in circles. There's really busy years and there's really slow years. Every year, this time of year, you start to pick up as you get to the holidays. But after the holidays, freight for trucking drops drastically all the way until about April or May. If you want to be a truck driver, you do it. But keep in mind that you're going to have busy years and slow years. When you're really busy, you run all the miles you can and you bank all your money. When the freight is slow, you do what I do. You get a weekend off, rent a car, and go play somewhere. You know? So do trucking if you want to. Have I ever ridden an e-bike? No. Do I like Mexican food? Yes. Why do I think freight is down? Well, probably because people aren't buying. Have I ever had to go to Alaska? I've never been. Have I heard of LAX Airport? Yes, I have flown in and out of it. All right. I think we're done with the questions now. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the show today. Tomorrow, well, I don't know, 7:30, I'm guessing. 7:30, something like that. We'll roll through Nebraska and see where we end up. You can't find the link. The link's BigRigTravels.com. And scroll down, you'll find the map and everything else. Alright, so I will see you guys early in the morning, and I appreciate all of you. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. Check us out on Facebook.